to your phone to listen offline with no connection, unlimited playlist creation, and so much more. You can try it out free for 30 days and see what the iHeartRadio All Access experience is like. Why not? Open the iHeartRadio app and in Settings, tap to start your free 30-day trial. Everything you love about free iHeartRadio plus so much more with iHeartRadio All Access. iHeartRadio, #1 for music, radio, and podcasting, all in one app.
iHeartRadio.
Welcome to another Texas softball game day here on KHFI HD3. The Longhorns play here. Texas softball is coming your way. On the call, it's the voice of Texas Longhorns softball, Andrew Hayes.
Game 2 of the Women's College World Series Championship Series. The Texas Longhorns took the victory last night, 1 win, and they get the national championship. If Texas Tech wins, they have to play again tomorrow to decide this year's national champion. Welcome back to Devon Park here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I'm Andrew Haynes. We're just about ready to get underway. Nigeri Kennedy with the ball, working from the middle of the rubber, and she goes into her windup. The first pitch of the ball game. It's lined by Ashton Maloney down the left field line. Just foul. Just about a foot or two across the line. The left fielder, Demi Elder, going over to pick it up. It would have been a base hit for Ashton had it been just a tad more into fair territory or toward the line. And so that's how this game starts, right at 7:50 with a long strike down the left field line. 0-1 the count on Maloney against the right-hander Kennedy. Maloney a chop towards short this time, grabbing at Haley Toney, who is pulled over toward the third base bag, and she throws on the run to get Maloney for out number 1. So Ashton put out 6-3 to open the ball game, out number 1, and here's Caden Henry. Temperature about 74 degrees with partly cloudy skies here in the Oklahoma City area after a lot of rainfall late in the afternoon into the evening. That pushed this game back. Caden Henry stands in. The left-handed batter takes the first pitch high from Kennedy. No balls, 1 ball, no strikes. Nigeri Kennedy, last year's National Player of the Year. 6-foot-tall right-hander from Topeka, Kansas. 2-time first-team All-American. Takes low, does Henry off the outside. And the count now 2-0. Kennedy spent her first 2 years with Stanford. Got the Cardinal to the Women's College World Series semifinals both years. Longhorns knocked her out last year. 2-0 pitch. Check swing on a pitch upstairs, and it's 3-0 on Henry. And Kennedy went into the transfer portal after last year and got the $1 million deal from Texas Tech in NIL money, and she's here leading the Red Raiders as the 3-0 is over the outer half for a called strike 1 to Henry. 3 balls and a strike on Caden, who got that 2-out rally started in the 6th inning yesterday with a base hit to left field. That gave the Longhorns a base runner, and here she shoots it up the middle into center field for a base hit against Kennedy in the 3-1 count. So Henry has hits against Kennedy in her last 2 at-bats, and the Longhorns have a 1-out base runner here in the first inning. Yesterday, Texas did not get a single base runner on until there were 2 outs in any inning. In the second, Katie Stewart hit by a pitch with 2 out. In the third, Ashton Maloney a base hit with 2 out. And then that 2-out rally, 3 straight hits in the 6th inning as Mia Scott takes low and away for ball 1. 1-0 on the Longhorns senior left-handed batter. Nigeri Kennedy making her 38th start, 45th appearance of the season, 33-6 with a 0.94 ERA, 1-0. There goes Henry, pitch taken, throw down to second is in time. And Henry trying to say that the fielder was obstructing her path. The Longhorns coaches looking around and talking about whether they should ask for a replay review after what happened yesterday. And there's the announcement. So the Longhorns, after seeing a clear out overturned when they were on defense yesterday, Asking the umpires to look at that one at second base. The fielder came from the second base position, Alexa Langeliers, and she crossed in front of the bag to take the throw and then was down in a squat. And I'm not sure whether she had any part of her body in line in front of the bag, which was the issue with Leanne Good yesterday. I'm not sure this is going to go the Longhorns' way. And indeed, it is upheld. So the Longhorns lose one of their two challenges. And that's out number 2 here in the first inning. Only the second time Caden's been caught stealing this year. So the Longhorns now have the bases empty with 2 out, and the count 2-0 on Mia Scott. Kennedy to the plate. Mia in the air left field down the line, foul territory, spins back out of play, and it's 2-1. It's given Nigeri Kennedy his season numbers: 232 innings, 122 hits for a 153 opponent's batting average, 44 walks, 311 strikeouts against Kennedy. Defensively, Victoria Valdez behind the plate, Lauren Allred at first, Alexa Langeliers the second baseman, Haley Toney at short, Bailey Lindemuth at third base as Mia takes off the outside, 3-1. Demi Elder, Maya Davis, and Alana Johnson in the outfield from left to right. 3 balls and a strike on Scott, the pitch. Tries to hold up, got a foul tip. A half swing there and was not able to pull the bat back in time. Got a piece of the ball, so the count now 3-2. 2 out, bases empty, no score in the top of the first. The payoff pitch, off speed, half swing, and a bloop into right field for a base hit for Scott. So Mia able to reach base with 2 out, 2 straight hits for the Longhorns against Kennedy, and that'll bring up Reese Atwood. Only 1 runner on base, though, because that caught stealing. Victoria Valdez doesn't have an extremely strong arm, but he was accurate, and a lot of the timing on that pitch provided by the velocity from Kennedy, who throws over 70 miles an hour. Reese Atwood now. First pitch. Oh, a healthy cut. Fouls it back. Might have just missed that one. No balls and a strike on Atwood. Had the base hit on what was supposed to be intentional ball 4 yesterday to drive in a pair. Give the Longhorns the lead. She takes the next pitch inside. 1 ball, 1 strike from Kennedy. Kennedy last year was 24-7, 0.73 ERA for Stanford. ERA a little bit higher this year, but still below 1 as Atwood hits it off the end of the bat right back to the circle, and Kennedy on to first ends the inning. Longhorns get a couple of hits. That portends well for the rest of the game against the dominant right-hander, but they're only stranding 1 and they don't score. No score going to the bottom of the first. Texas softball continues in a moment.
Here's this week's iHeartRadio countdown of the top TV streams.
Here's what you've made popular by getting your stream on. Starting us off this week is the debut of the Amazon Prime Video drama, The Better Sisters, starring Jessica Biel and Elizabeth Banks. Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple TV Plus falls back to 9. In at number 8 is the Hulu drama, 9 Perfect Strangers, with the Netflix British drama Department Q making its debut at 7. The 4 seasons on Netflix slides out of the top 3 back to 6. That's followed by Mobland on Paramount Plus, and Poker Face Season 2 on Peacock is in at 4. Kicking off the top 3 is The Last of Us on HBO and Max after the airing of the Season 2 finale. The new Netflix drama Siren, starring Julianne Moore and Millie Alcock, leaps up to capture the 2 spot. And once again, the sci-fi dark comedy Murderbot on Apple TV Plus, starring Alexander Skarsgård, is your number 1 streamed show.
And those are your top TV streams of the week on iHeartRadio.
Texas Longhorns on the field as they try to hold off the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Of course, the Longhorns have the buffer of the win last night. They came back to win it 2-1. And so the Longhorns can't afford to lose tonight, and they'll still play tomorrow. But, of course, you'd like to get the job done as quickly as possible and not be forced into the if necessary situation where anything can happen. Mac Morgan getting the start for Texas, the 5'8" senior right-hander from Creighton, Missouri. Spent her freshman year at Arizona State and now in her third year with the Burnt Orange and White. 2 years ago, a second-team All-Big 12, first-team All-Region pick. This season has been a bit of a rough one for Morgan, 11-4 with a 3.23 ERA. This is her 17th start, 27th appearance, 73 and 2/3 innings, 78 hits. She's walked 18, struck out 39, although the last couple of appearances for her have gone much better. She made that disastrous start against Texas A&M in the SEC tournament semifinals. Faced 6 batters in the first inning. 1 reached on an error. The other 5 were hits and walks. And all 6 scored against her. And she did not retire a batter. The Longhorns were run ruled by Texas A&M in that one. Maya Davis, first pitch swinging, lines to center and in and onto her knees, making the catch just above the grass, Caden Henry. Henry positioned well, playing just a bit shallower than normal and a step or 2 into left center field. And Davis, who on the first pitch yesterday smoked one inside the bag at third base for a leadoff base hit in the first inning, has one taken away here in game 2. Out number 1. And here's Haley Toney. Lauren Allred also due up for Texas Tech in this bottom of the first inning against Mac Morgan. There's Morgan's first pitch to Toney off the inside for ball 1. You see Cam Salmon down in the Longhorns bullpen area. She's just standing at a gate that allows you to come back into the bullpen or the dugout area down the line. 1-0. Slow roller down toward first. Morgan over. Unsure whether she or Katie Bennett should pick it up. Morgan finally swats at it with her glove and rolls it slowly to first, but Toney is safe on first. And so Texas Tech has a 1-out hit here in the bottom of the first. Toney, pretty good speed, 11 steals, 13 tries this year. She is on first base. Very, very weak contact, just in the wrong spot. I think Mac hesitated maybe just a little bit running toward that one with Katie Bennett coming in as well. And Mac misses with the first pitch inside to Lauren Allred. So it looks like Cam Salmon is ready, at least ready to warm up, if not ready to come in the game if need be here early in the game. 1-0 for Morgan. Shot fair inside the bag at third past Mia Scott. And Allred has a base hit, and there are 2 on with 1 out for Texas Tech. Toney stops at second, and the Red Raiders, as they did in the first inning yesterday, are threatening here in first inning today. Alana Johnson will be the hitter next, as Reese Atwood and Jolie Mitchell go over to talk with Mac Morgan. Hard hit balls here against Morgan to get things underway. Mentioned Morgan had that start against Texas A&M. Her next appearance didn't come until the last game of the Super Regional against Clemson, where she pitched solid last couple of innings to finish it out. First pitch low on Alana Johnson, ball 1. Right-handed batting right fielder. Morgan then, of course, got the start a couple of days ago against Tennessee in the semifinal on Monday. Pitch shutout ball over 4 innings. The Longhorns won that 2-0. 1-0 is low. 2-0 on Johnson. Johnson was batting 6th yesterday. She basically swapped places with Nigeria Kennedy, with Alexa Langoliers, the 5th place hitter, staying there. 2-0 pitch is inside. 3 balls, no strikes on Johnson. Johnson with 312 average, 10 doubles, 9 homers, has taken 23 walks. Max 3-0. Ball low, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. So Morgan struggling a little bit to hit her spots, as well as a little unlucky. And Patty Ruth Taylor, the Longhorns' second-year pitching coach, make a visit to the circle in the first inning. Yesterday, the Red Raiders loaded the bases with no 1 out in the first against Tegan Cavan. But Cavan was able to get a 5-2-3 double play to get the lead runner at the plate and then retire the last batter of the inning on a grounder back to the pitcher. So it worked out there for Texas. We'll see what the Longhorns have in store here. Longhorns defensively, Reese Atwood behind the plate, Jolie Mitchell at first, Katie Bennett the second baseman, Leanne Good at short. Third baseman is Mia Scott with Katie Stewart, Kaden Henry, and Ashton Maloney in the outfield from left to right. Taylor back toward the dugout. Yesterday, the top two in the order for Texas Tech combined for all three of their hits. Now 2, 3, 4 have all reached base against Mac Morgan. Infield comes halfway in for Texas. Alexa Langeliers at the plate. First pitch, ground down to first. Jolie Mitchell up with it, throw to the plate for one. And they get the lead runner. Very similar to yesterday. This time, because Mitchell took a little longer to be able to pick it up and fire to the plate than Mia Scott did yesterday. Just with the way the ball was hit. Reese Atwood did not throw toward first. They also yesterday had Kennedy running. Kennedy, if she has speed, doesn't use it very much. Does not have a stolen base attempt on the season. So they were able to turn it yesterday. But today, the Longhorns at least get the lead runner for out number 2, and the bases are loaded for Kennedy here with 2 out in the bottom of the first. Right-handed batter, pitcher against pitcher. First pitch from Morgan, just low for ball 1. Mac trying to get out of the jam. Still no score, but bases loaded for Texas Tech. And the grounder left side, up with it good. Winds up and fires to first. And indeed, Morgan gets the job done. Gets that bread and butter for her, the ball on the ground. And the Longhorns defense helps out with a couple of nice plays. And they survive for the second day in a row a bases-loaded situation for Texas Tech in the first inning. No score going to the second. Texas softball continues in a moment.
KHFI HD3, Austin, Texas.
Find your iHeartRadio everywhere. There are hundreds of ways to experience iHeartRadio at home and on the go, beyond the iPhone and Android app and at iHeartRadio.com. Here's another way to connect to iHeartRadio. Just ask Google Assistant for your favorite radio stations, and iHeartRadio will be there for you on your Google Home, Google Mini Nest Hub, Nest Mini, Android TV, and any device that uses your Google Assistant. Ah, the convenience of playing all your favorites hands-free. Just say, okay, Google, play to get your favorite AM/FM stations from iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio, everywhere you want to listen, including in your home and office through your Google Home, Google Nest Hub Mini, Nest Mini, Android TV, and any device that is Google Assistant powered. Check it out for free now. iHeartRadio, anywhere you want to listen, iHeartRadio is there.
Between Texas and Texas Tech in Game 2 of the best-of-3 Women's College World Series Championship Series. The Longhorns yesterday, for the first time in program history, got just a single win in the Champ Series. Of course, this is year number 2 in a row and 3 out of 4 that the Longhorns have been to the Champ Series 2022 and 2024. They were swept in 2 games both years by Oklahoma. Texas Tech, the ones to finish off the Oklahoma Sooners this year after the Longhorns struck the first blow back on Saturday. And so the Red Raiders, the ones facing Texas here in the best-of-3 championship series. Jolie Mitchell, Katie Stewart, Vic Hunter due up against Nigeri Kennedy. Top of the second inning. Longhorns got a couple of hits in the first. One caught stealing. Kaden Henry was caught at second base by a couple of feet. First pitch to Mitchell, showing bunt. Bunts it in the air, and Kennedy with a diving catch makes the grab. Jolie trying to surprise the defense with a bunt she's done a couple of times. Now, she would normally push between the first baseman and the pitcher, and she got that in the air a little bit, and Kennedy, after throwing the pitch, planted and dived to her left, catching it out in front of the first base edge of the circle. So Mitchell retired. Here's Katie Stewart. First pitch low and in, ball one. Stewart, the left fielder for Texas. 377 average, 13 doubles, 17 homers, 78 runs batted in. 1-0. Fouled back, into the dugout. On the Longhorns side, on the first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Stewart. Longhorns entered the NCAA postseason as the number 6 national seed. Texas Tech was number 12. Texas Tech had to go on the road for the Super Regional. Pitch taken inside by Stewart, and it's 2-1. Both teams swept their regionals and started the Super Regional on the same day, the Thursday. Had the Thursday through Saturday Supers, where the other 6 were Friday through Sunday. 2-1. Off speed, and Stewart out in front. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And then, of course, the Longhorns were upset by Clemson in their first game of the Super. Had to fight back to win Game 2 in extra innings and survive Game 3 to come here. Texas Tech won both games over Florida State. Up and away the next pitch to Stewart, 3-2. Texas Tech, until yesterday, when the Longhorns took the lead on that Reese Atwood single, had not even trailed in the NCAA postseason. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4 to Stewart, and the Longhorns have a 1-out base runner in the second inning. Katie, a good job against Kennedy, who doesn't walk too many batters. Has very good velocity, can change speeds, throw it up, throw it down, and hit her spots. And all those reasons why she's the top pitcher in the country. Vic Hunter, first pitch, a swing and a foul back. Tried to hold up maybe late in that swing, but she still got a piece. No balls and a strike the count on Hunter. No score between Texas and Texas Tech. 1 out in the top of the second with 1 on. 0-1. It's a strike on the outer half, just above the knees of Hunter for strike 2. Vic yesterday went 0 for 2, but Mike White said he liked how she swung the bat. She popped up twice, which is 0-2 pitch here. Grounder up the middle to her left. The shortstop Tony flips to second for 1 on the first, and it's a double play. I was going to say the pop-ups are more than a lot of hitters do. Hunter just hit that one a little too slowly. A little faster, it gets through the infield for a hit, but it turns into a 6-4-3 double play. So the defense on both sides making things happen so far. And there's no score going to the bottom of the second. Texas softball continues in a moment.
Find your iHeartRadio everywhere. There are hundreds of ways to experience iHeartRadio at home and on the go, beyond the iPhone and Android app, and at iHeartRadio.com. Here's another way to connect to iHeartRadio. Android Auto. Our Android app comes alive in your car's dashboard with a seamless way to play your favorite music, radio stations, and podcasts. Developed with driver safety in mind, the Android Auto app interface was built for simple navigation and to limit driver distraction, while making sure that you can still access all your favorite content from iHeartRadio. No need to download another app. Just plug or pair your Android phone with your dash. And if Android Auto is available in your vehicle, iHeartRadio will sync automatically. iHeartRadio, everywhere you want to listen, including in your car, through Android Automotive. Check it out for free now. iHeartRadio. Anywhere you want to listen, iHeartRadio is there.
between Texas and Texas Tech. The Longhorns have had base runners both of their innings. Texas Tech loaded the bases in the bottom of the first inning, but didn't score. So Mac Morgan here in the second faces the bottom third of the order. Demi Elder, Victoria Valdez, and then Bailey Lindemuth. Mac last year was 16-1 with a 1.96 ERA, her best ERA of her collegiate career. 18-4, 2.50 2 years ago as a sophomore with Texas. And with Arizona State in 2022, 18-3, 2.82 ERA. And the right-hander last year in the Women's College World Series pitched a 5-inning, 1-hit shutout against Florida. That was in the winner's bracket game that spurred the Longhorns on to the semifinals. And the matchup with Nigeria, Kennedy, and Stanford. And now Morgan getting a starting game 2 of the Champ Series. So now Demi Elder to lead things off here in the second. Left-handed batter, first pitch. Low for Morgan, ball 1. Elder, the only player for Texas Tech who has been with the Red Raiders for over 2 seasons on their current roster. And she's a senior. She's been there all 4 years. 1-0. Strike 1 at the knees over the outer half. 1 ball, 1 strike on Elder. Left-handed batting left fielder with a .329 average, 5 doubles, 4 homers, and 18 RBI. Left side of the infield in for Texas, 1-1. Strike 2 on the black outside. And the count 1-2. Zone from Chad Steers so far. A little bit bigger than normal, I think. Ball and 2 strikes. Mack into her windup to the plate. A little low off the outside this time. And it's ball 2. It's the 4th pitch to Elder. In the first inning, the first 3 batters combined saw 5 pitches. Next pitch grounded out to short to her left. Good, scoops it up and fires to first to get the quick Elder for out number 1. So Leanne, who committed an error in the 7th inning yesterday on a differently hit ball. It was more of a chopper that she got caught in between on. Here it stayed along the ground. She's able to make the play. Out number 1, here's Victoria Valdez. Valdez, the catcher, right-handed batter, slightly open stance. First pitch starts to go, holds up, and it's inside, ball 1. The junior hitting .234, 10 doubles and 2 homers, one of multiple players as they appeal late down to first to see if she swung. She didn't. Multiple players who followed head coach Jerry Glasgow from Louisiana. Slowly hit left side this time. Mia grabs it outside the circle, and a couple of crow hops with the catcher running, gets it to first in plenty of time. Out number 2. 5-3 the put out. 2 down here in the second. No score between Texas and Texas Tech. And here's Bailey Lindemuth. First pitch, Lindemuth takes inside for ball 1. 1-0. Lindemuth, a freshman. The Texas Tech's incoming team for this year, there were only 3 players who remained from last year's roster. As Mack finds the outside corner, strike 1. And other than that, they had the number 1 transfer class in college softball, of course, because of Nigeria Kennedy, and the number 2 freshman class, according to extra inning softball. Bloop into right field, coming in. Asher Maloney makes a dive and makes the catch. The defense continues to sparkle on both sides. This time Maloney, the redshirt junior right fielder, laying out. And she hauls it in to keep Lindemuth from reaching base ahead of the top of the order. 1-2-3 inning for Morgan here in the second. There's no score as we go to the third. Texas softball continues in a moment.
Steel GMC in Round Rock. Hi, I'm Steve David, General Manager. Great deals are all we do here at Steel GMC. Our deal is upfront, honest, and a real deal. Not some overhyped web price that when you get there, vanishes like a 30-point lead. Come see us and get a real deal at Steel. Exit 256 in Round Rock or see for yourself at SteelGMCRoundRock.com.
Shop us first or shop us last. Get a real deal from Steel.
We are professional grade.
Welcome to the world of WinStar, where the thrills are bigger than ever. Get lost in our 2-story luxury spa. Enjoy 36 holes of championship golf. Savor a world of dining experiences. Rest in one of our vast hotel towers and catch the biggest names in music and comedy at the spectacular Lucas Oil Live, all just 1 hour north of DFW. So come live in the wild at the world of WinStar.
Top of the third inning, Andrew Haynes at Devon Park in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The Texas Longhorns and the Texas Tech Red Raiders in Game 2 of the National Championship Series. After the Longhorns won yesterday 2-1, no score between these two in the first 2 innings here. The Longhorns, of course, coming into the season, were in a couple of polls projected as the #1 team in the country, and they spent a lot of the season as the #1 team. Texas Tech was an intriguing team with the addition of Kennedy as a transfer, and they were pretty good, but didn't really get much higher than 10th in the regular season in the national polls. The Red Raiders coming all the way to the championship series from the #12 national seed. Of course, part of that is the Red Raiders side of the bracket was all messed up in the regional and super regional rounds. And so they weren't able to, they didn't have to face any of the top teams on their side of the bracket. The top team that made it through on the side that had the #1 team and had it gone chalk as Leanne Good stands in, takes a strike on the inside corner with a changeup. Had it gone chalk on the other side of the bracket, would have been 1, 4, 5, and 8 getting to the World Series. None of those teams made it. There's the 0-1 from Kennedy. Outside, ball 1. Of course, on the Longhorn side, the 2, 3, 6, and 7 teams. The ones that hosted Super Regionals all made it to the World Series. So the Longhorns had the tougher path on their side of the bracket. Good chases up and away. And it's now 1-2. It looked like it was a rise ball up and away. And Leanne went after it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leanne leading off here in the third inning for Texas. 1-2 pitch. Another upstairs pitch. This time she lays off. And it's 2-2. Good, followed by Katie Bennett, and then Ashton Maloney due up in the top of the third. 2-2. Swing and a foul tip held by Valdez, and Goods down on strikes for out #1. Only the first strikeout for Kennedy. She struck out 7 yesterday. 1 down. And here's Katie Bennett. ESPN showing a famous Texas Tech graduate and supporter in the stands, and not in the stands actually, as Katie Bennett takes strike 1 on the outside corner in one of the unused radio booths on the press level. Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, has been tweeting in support of the Texas Tech team here at the World Series. Bennett slaps the next pitch foul over in front of the third base dugout, and that's strike 2. 0-2 on Bennett with 1 out, no score. No one on base for Texas here in the third. You'll get a lot of shots of Patrick Mahomes here in the stadium on the ESPN broadcast. He doesn't overshadow the product on the field. 0-2 the count on Bennett. Kennedy to the plate. Ball off the outside. Good take by the junior. 1-2 now. The Longhorns certainly making better contact, more contact against Kennedy at the start of this game than they did yesterday. 1-2. Fouled back by Bennett. It remains a ball and 2 strikes. Will that be able to convert into some runs? They have to string some hits together. Maybe see if Kennedy leaves a pitch up in the zone that they can hammer. Another 1-2. Off-speed pitch, grounded down to third, backhanded by the third baseman Lindemuth. Her throw to first is just in time. Lindemuth was playing in down the line. She scooped it up right on the line. Pointed fair by the plate umpire Chad Steers. It was questionable. And Lindemuth got Bennett by maybe a half step. Maloney now at the plate. Second time, and she swings through the first pitch 0-1. Grounded out to the shortstop her first time. Haley Toney, who's again pulled over toward the third base line a couple of steps. 2 out, bases empty in the third, no score. 0-1. Line drive up the middle, past Kennedy and into center field. Maloney with her second hit against Kennedy in 2 days. And for Ashton, that ties her with the single season hits record for Texas, Janae Jefferson, back in 2022. Maloney now tied with Jefferson with 92 hits in the season. So Caden Henry at the plate. She singled up the middle her first time. First pitch showing bunt, takes a changeup low. 2 out. Maloney on first for Texas. Longhorns have had a base runner against Kennedy all 3 innings. Haven't been able to do anything with it yet. 1-0. Swing, a fly ball to left by Henry. Drifting back Elder in front of the warning track. She backpedals a step or 2 and makes the catch, and so Henry flies out to end the inning. So the Longhorns indeed are making some better contact, and hopefully that turns into more hits strung together, but at this point, no score. We go to the bottom of the third, top of the order due up for Texas Tech. No score between Texas and the Red Raiders. Longhorn softball continues in a moment.
The inaugural season of the Athletes Unlimited Softball League is coming to Dell Diamond in Round Rock this July 17th through the 20th. You won't want to miss seeing an exciting showdown between Texas alum and Volts GM Kat Osterman's team against the Bandits, featuring pro softball star and Texas alum Bella Dayton. Also, C-Star players Sis Bates, Skylar Wallace, and many more. Tickets are now available at theausl.com/Austin. AUSL. This is legendary.
What's up, baseball fans? Enjoying the game should be easy. Don't overthink it. What to wear? Done. Just toss on your lucky jersey. Don't know what to serve your friends? Easy. Pick up some burgers for the grill and grab some Bud Light for your pregame tailgate. See? It's that easy. Just like Bud Light, which is always brewed with 4 simple ingredients for a clean, crisp taste. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Bottom of the third inning. No score between Texas and Texas Tech. And the Longhorns, after Mac Morgan goes 1 time through the order, escaping a jam in the first inning with the bases loaded, 1 out. And then a 1-2-3 second to make a pitching change. Cam Selman, the freshman, makes her Women's College Series debut. Selman, 5 feet 8 inches tall, from Beaumont, California. One of the top recruits in the 2024 high school class, number 4 in the nation according to Extra Inning Softball. 2-time All-State pick in California. And Salmon, indeed, making her first appearance in a World Series game after The Longhorns have used mainly the right arm of Tegan Cavan so far. Salmon to face the top of the order, Maya Davis to lead things off. And then Haley Toney and Lauren Allred. Cam making her 22nd appearance of the season, 14th time out of the bullpen, 7-1 with a 2.37 ERA. 59 innings, 48 hits. She's walked 19, struck out 65. Salmon did not pitch when these two teams went at it early in the season in Austin. She's pitched twice in the postseason so far. First pitch to Davis, taken high for ball one. Salmon with a screwball, rise ball, a changeup. Working on a drop ball early in the season. Mid to high 60s with her velocity at the harder stuff. 1-0 the count on Davis. Left side of the infield in. Salmon misses off the outside, 2-0. Davis opened the first inning with a low line drive that carried all the way out to Caden Henry, who caught it just above the grass on her knees on in left center field, medium-ish, maybe medium shallow. Salmon with the 2-0. Fouled by Davis, and it's 2-1. Davis hitting .381, 10 doubles, 6 triples, and 5 homers. He's only walked 10 times against 23 strikeouts. Salmon didn't get a lot of use through the start of the SEC season this year. 2-1. Rolled down the third baseline, foul, and it's 2-2. And then came in and pitched very well in the third game of the series at Oklahoma. Did end up taking the loss after the Longhorns tied the game while she was in the game, and she allowed a sacrifice fly to give Oklahoma the lead. And she pitched well against Kentucky. Had a bit of a rough time against Texas A&M in the SEC tournament semifinals. 5 runs, but none of them earned because of an error. 2-2 pitch. Davis ropes it through the middle into center field, a base hit. And Texas Tech has their leadoff batter on base for the first time. Davis very fast, 26 steals and 31 tries this season. And she's on first base as Haley Toney prepares to hit.
Now batting shortstop, number 32.
Toney in the first inning got a hit against Mac Morgan on weak contact of the first base line. Just was able to beat the throw. First pitch to Toney over the inner half for a called strike one. Toney hitting .323, 14 doubles, 7 home runs. 33 batted in. No score in the bottom of the third between Texas and Texas Tech. Game 2 of this best-of-3 championship series, 0-1. Changeup in there at the top of the zone, freezing Toney for strike 2. Oh, and 2 the count on Toney. Davis on first, no one out. Salmon winds and deals. Up and away this time. 1-2 now. Davis yesterday had 2 hits and a walk. She reached base all 3 times against Tegan Cavan. Never tried to steal a base. Ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Lined softly to third, and snow cone by Mia Scott lunging to her right. Wow. Scott again coming up big for the Longhorns. Soft line drive would have ended up foul if Mia didn't get to it. Just got it in the edge of the glove. And that's a big out, number 1 here in the third. Hopefully settling the nerves of Cam Salmon. Lauren Allred now the hitter. First pitch grounded toward second. Katie Bennett backs up to get a good hop, and she'll throw to first for the easier out with the speedy Davis already quickly on her way to second base. So the Longhorns get out number 2, but a runner in scoring position for the Red Raiders. Good job by Bennett making a quick decision. Not trying to do too much there. So a runner on second with 2 out, and Alana Johnson steps in. Right-handed batter walked on 4 pitches against Mack in the first inning. First pitch here. Taken high, ball 1. Mack ended up going 2 innings as Reese Atwood calls time to go talk with Salmon. And Jerry Glasgow, the Texas Tech head coach, comes over to game plan with Johnson. Mack Morgan, 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. And I'm sure she hopes that that is her final appearance of her career. Unless the Longhorns bring her back in to close it out in this one. And if the team doesn't play tomorrow, and if they take a lead here and they use other pitchers to close it out, that could be it for the career of Mack Morgan. 1-0 the count. Johnson back in the box, slightly open stance. Salmon's pitch. Line to third, and Mia Scott there once again, more calmly this time, leaning down to her glove side and snaring it above the dirt. Couple of line drives to third after a single up the middle, as well as a ground out to second. And the Longhorns strand a runner for Texas Tech in scoring position. No score going to the 4th inning. Texas softball continues in a moment.
Earl Campbell here for my good friends at Austin Shoe Hospital. Austin Shoe Hospital has been repairing my favorite boots and shoes for over 30 years. They are the best Western boot repair company in Texas and can repair any boot brand or style. Visit the master cobblers at Austin Shoe Hospital, and they will bring all your shoes, boots, and bags back to life. If you can wear it, they can repair it. Oh, yes, and hook 'em horns.
Visit AustinShoeHospital.com.
Since 1909, the Coverts have grown with Texas, driving progress, earning trust, and serving our communities. 116 years later, my family's proud to continue this legacy at Covert Chevrolet in Bastrop, delivering exceptional service and continuing a reputation of excellence. Covert Chevrolet in Bastrop. Come see us or shop our low rates and special offers online at covertbastrop.com. Trade-in values are up, so now's the time to trade in and trade up. Covert Chevrolet, Highway 71 in Bastrop. Together, let's...
On both sides, no runs, 3 hits, no errors for both Texas and Texas Tech through 3 innings. 3-4-5 due up for the Longhorns against Nigeri Kennedy, getting their second looks against her today. And after going through the lineup about 3 times yesterday through this part of the order, they've had a lot of pitches against Kennedy, a lot of at-bats against her in the last couple of days. With a pitcher like this, that's what you need. You need to keep getting experience, keep seeing her, getting more of an idea of how her ball moves, how she pitches. And the Longhorns were able to scratch across a couple on that misthrown intentional walk yesterday. Be sure that Kennedy won't make a mistake like that today. So Mia Scott to lead off. In the first inning, she looped a single into right field. That was with 2 out and the bases empty after Caden Henry had reached on a single but was then thrown out. The senior out of Angleton, Texas. First-time All-American this year. Swings and lifts the first pitch back out of play off the end of the bat over the left side. No balls and 1 strike on Scott. He has played an excellent third base this entire World Series and the vast majority of the season this year. Here's the 0-1. She takes outside 1-1. Mia's one of those who you can look back through her career, and at the start of her career, she was a little iffy at third base. But she's really worked into becoming a very good fielder. 1-1. Swing and a fly ball down the left field line, foul territory. Hustling over the left fielder, Demi Elder, and it's out of play. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And I hope I didn't see what I might have seen. Way off in the distance. Doesn't look like the NCAA is saying anything if it did happen, at least yet, as the 1-2. There's another spoiled foul by Scott over the left side, this time over the dugout. There might have been a strike of lightning way off in the distance. Hopefully it's out of the immediate area, although it was close enough to see if that was what it was. And if they determine it was too close to here, that they have to pull the teams off the field for at least 30 minutes. 1-2 upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Scott. Mia entered the game today, .436 average, 18 doubles, 2 triples, and 8 homers. Career doubles and runs scored record holder at Texas. 2-2 on Scott, leading off here in the 4th. Kennedy to the plate. High for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Reese Atwood on deck for the Longhorns. Kennedy deals. Spoiled foul over the left side in the air. And it remains 3 balls, 2 strikes on Mia Scott. Kennedy nearing 50 pitches in this game. Another payoff pitch. And another lifted down the left field line, spinning back out of play. That was pitch number 8 of this battle. Mia yesterday had the infield blue pit that put Caden Henry on third base after Henry's 2-out single in the 6th and stolen base. Mia reached, stole second to set up that Reese Atwood 2-run single. Another 3-2. Low and away, ball 4, and the Longhorns have their leadoff batter on base for the first time against Kennedy. Indeed. This time around, the Longhorns certainly feel like they're seeing Kennedy better as Reese Atwood stands in. She grounded back to Kennedy to end the first inning. First pitch here pops it up. That will spin back out of play just across the third base dugout and into one of the Texas Tech sections behind the dugout. The official Texas Tech family section is right next to it. There is a little bit of burnt orange in the section where that one landed. 0-1 the count on Atwood, the wide stance for the 6-foot-tall junior. Fouled back, and it's 0-2. She had one like that in the first inning that she just missed. Put a good swing on, just fouled straight back. And the count 0-2 on Atwood. Jolie Mitchell on deck for Texas. Runner on first with no one out in the top of the 4th inning, no score. Atwood stands back in. Kennedy, 0-2. High drive, left field, in the air, down the line. If it's fair, it's gone. It is a foul ball. Oh, so close. Man, Vic Hunter did that yesterday in the 5th inning, before the Longhorns were able to take the lead in the 6th. And here Atwood just misses a moonshot home run. She's still behind 0-2. Kennedy again to the plate. And a swing and a miss. Atwood down on strikes. Well, unfortunately, you get maybe one pitch to hit and really crush against Kennedy. And if you don't get it, then it's a good bet that she's going to throw something out of the zone and catch you to chase. Now Jolie Mitchell with Scott on first, one out. First pitch off speed, and Mitchell out in front lines it foul down the third base line. No balls, 1 strike. Longhorns, by the way, in all burnt orange today. From head to toe, the visors, jersey tops, belts, pants, socks, and shoes. Tops have Texas across the front, the bold word mark, and number on the front, lower left, number on the back, name on the back, all in white. 0-1 count on Mitchell. Strike two over the inner half. She tilts her head in disagreement. Texas Tech's jerseys are white. White tops, pants, belts. They have red socks and white shoes. 0-2 pitch. Fouled back by Mitchell. And it remains no balls and 2 strikes. Texas Tech across the front for the Red Raiders. In red outlined in black, as is the number on the front lower left. And the number on the back, as well as the name on the back for their jerseys. 0-2 again. Swing and a miss. And there are 2 down here in the 4th. So after that leadoff walk to Scott, Kennedy has buckled down and struck out the next 2 hitters for the Longhorns. 2 biggest power threats, at least here recently. Katie Stewart, a big power threat too. She walked in a full count in the 2nd with 1 out. 2 out here, runner on first pitch. Fouled back by Stewart. And the count 0-1. See down the right field line, Citlali Gutierrez walking around. Out past the gate that leads to the bullpen. Mac Morgan sitting down there. Last we saw of Tegan Cavan, she was in the dugout. Cam Salmon, the pitcher in the game right now for Texas, as the offense is trying to get something going. 0-1 the count on Stewart. Soft fly ball into left center field, chasing it Tony. It's just over her glove. Scott goes around to third base as it's picked up by Elder, and Stewart with a blue pit puts runners on the corners with 2 out. 4th hit of the game for Texas. Matches what they did against Kennedy yesterday. Down toward the end of the bat, and Tony got a good bit into the outfield chasing that one. Couldn't make the grab with 2 out. Mia Scott able to hustle all the way around to third. And now Vic Hunter. Hunter grounded slowly into a double play to end the 2nd. Yesterday hit a home run distance foul ball against Kennedy. Here's the right-hander's pitch. Taken at the knees, strike 1. We'll see if they maybe send Katie Stewart. Only 2 of 7 on stolen bases this year, but maybe they can get her in a rundown. Or maybe Texas Tech won't pay attention to her. 0-1. Rounded up the middle. Nope. Picked up by the shortstop. Tony throws to first. And it's in time to end the inning. So the Longhorns threaten getting their first runner to third base of the game. It looked like that might be promising, as Hunter hit it a little harder than last time, but Tony's still up to the challenge, able to scoop it up and throw out Hunter. No score going to the bottom of the 4th. Texas softball continues in a moment.
The weather is certainly warming up now. We're going to get to pretty hot temperatures before too much more time passes. So why not take a break from the heat? Take along your family members or friends and visit Inner Space Caverns. If you haven't been to Inner Space Caverns, you need to check out the super exciting Saber-Tooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Inner Space Caverns is located right off I-35 in Georgetown at exit 259. And they also feature newly remodeled gift shop and bathrooms. Check them out online, innerspacecavern.com for more details. That's innerspacecavern.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Of the 4th inning, still no score between Texas and Texas Tech. Both teams have threatened, and neither has broken through. Cam Salmon, after Pitching in the third inning, allowing a leadoff sharp single, getting a couple of lineouts to third, sandwiched around a ground out. They'll face the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Langeliers, Kennedy, and Elder, trying to keep this one scoreless. Once again, a win for Texas, and they celebrate. First national title in program history, a loss. It will mean that we get to come back tomorrow and play the winner-take-all Game 3, if necessary. Alexa Langeliers in the first inning with the bases loaded and one out, grounded down to first base. Jolie Mitchell threw to the plate for the force before Nigel Kennedy grounded out. So Langeliers standing in here, 0 for 1. Senior second baseman hitting .311, 6 doubles and 8 homers. First pitch popped up right side. Katie Bennett in the vicinity, calls, catches. Out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Salmon here in the fourth. Langeliers retired, and now Kennedy. She grounded to shortstop with the bases loaded, 2 out to end the first inning, so she's 0 for 1. Home run leader for the Red Raiders with 11 in the regular season. Well, the whole season up to this point, .288 batting average. Salmon's first pitch, taken high by Kennedy, ball 1. Cam again making her first appearance in the Women's College World Series. This is Game 5 for Texas. Tegan Gavon has pitched 3 of them. That was the 1-0. Low for ball 2. Gavon complete games against Florida a week ago today to open the World Series, and then against Oklahoma. First time the Longhorns ever beat the Sooners at the Women's College World Series last Saturday. 2-0 pitch. Strike 1 on the black inside. And then Monday, Mac Morgan got the start. 4 shutout innings against Tennessee, gave way to Gavon, who finished it off. And Gavon a complete game yesterday. Salmon's 2-1. Changeup lifted to right field, drifting over back into the grass. Bennett, and she makes the grab. Good pitch by Salmon, getting some weak contact in the air from Kennedy, her opposite number. 2 outs, both recorded by the Longhorns second baseman, Katie Bennett. And here's Demi Elder. Elder a ground out to short her first time, opening up the second inning. Here in the bottom of the fourth, no score, 2 out, bases empty for Texas Tech. Salmon's first pitch changeup is in the dirt. On Elder, who hit .329, 5 doubles, 4 home runs. League City, Texas native, 5 feet 5 inches tall, second team all Big 12 this season. 1-0. Chopped toward Bennett, who waits back on a good hop. That took a little bit of a sideways turn on her, but not too bad. And Bennett makes the play. The second baseman integral in this bottom of the fourth inning. 2 pop-up catches and the assist on out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Salmon. And we go to the 5th. Still no score. Texas against Texas Tech. Longhorn softball continues in a moment.
Fly to Philly, take off to Tampa, depart for Denver. Following your team on the road is more rewarding with the American Airlines Advantage program. Your flights and everyday spend not only earn you miles towards your next trip, but also loyalty points toward Advantage status. All the more reason to purchase both a home and away jersey. With status comes great benefits like priority boarding, free check bags, and complimentary upgrades. Not a member? Enroll for free today at AA.com. American Airlines, you are why we fly. Terms and conditions apply.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. So, Riata Ford in Manor has made it simple. Pick yours at RiataFord.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leif Johnson's Riata Ford in Manor has made buying a new Ford simple.
the fifth inning. Neither team has been able to break through yet. No score between Texas and Texas Tech in Game 2 of the Women's College World Series Championship Series. An elimination game for the Red Raiders after the Longhorns won yesterday. The Longhorns hope they do not have to play an elimination game themselves tomorrow, as a win for Texas would claim the national championship. A loss means tomorrow is winner take all. Longhorns have been able to put a number of base runners on against Nigeria Kennedy. Haven't quite been able to get that clutch hit to drive one in. Leanne Good, Katie Bennett, Ashton Maloney due up here in the fifth inning to try to change that narrative. Good struck out, opening up the third. Right-handed batting junior from San Antonio. 5 feet 7 inches tall. Having a good bounce-back season this year. Best season so far was 2 years ago. As a freshman, hit .325, 16 doubles, and 8 homers. Also stole 10 bases. His second team All Big 12 and All Region. Last year dealt with some injuries, hit .244 and 78 at-bats. She stands in here, first pitch from Kennedy. Swinging a fly ball left center field. Hustling in, the left fielder, Elder, makes the catch and then goes into a bit of a dive to get the crowd going. And that's out number one. So Good able to make contact. Just a little too high in the air as it held up for Elder for out number one. So now Katie Bennett. Bennett grounded out to third base her first time. Corners in. Middle infield toward the lines and in. Bennett first pitch. Swings and lifts it over the left side, out of play. No balls and a strike on the junior. Transferred in from Abilene Christian. She spent last year, was at Texas A&M Commerce as a freshman 2 years ago. Big step up in the level of play this year as she takes the next pitch on the outside corner, strike two. When she transferred in, the Longhorns were expecting to have Vivi Martinez as their shortstop. Losing the junior back in the fall with an injury. As Bennett strikes out on the next pitch, out number two, has forced Bennett to step up and get a lot of playing time at second base. A little bit in the left field as well. But Bennett back to the plate, back to the dugout, and there are two down here in the fifth for Ashton Maloney. No score. Base is empty. Maloney lifts it to center. Davis coming in, makes the catch as that one carried out to Davis. So Maloney put a good swing on it, but again, it's in the air a little too far, and the Longhorns go quietly here in the fifth inning. A total of 5 pitches for Nigeria Kennedy. No score going to the bottom of the fifth. Texas softball continues in a moment.
Steel GMC in Round Rock. Hi, I'm Steve David, General Manager. Great deals are all we do here at Steel GMC. Our deal is upfront, honest, and a real deal. Not some overhyped web price that when you get there, vanishes like a 30-point lead. Come see us and get a real deal at Steel. Exit 256 in Round Rock or see for yourself at SteelGMCRoundRock.com.
Shop us first or shop us last. Get a real deal from Steel.
We are professional grade.
What's up, baseball fans? Enjoying the game should be easy. Don't overthink it. What to wear? Done. Just toss on your lucky jersey. Don't know what to serve your friends? Easy. Pick up some burgers for the grill and grab some Bud Light for your pregame tailgate. See? It's that easy. Just like Bud Light, which is always brewed with 4 simple ingredients for a clean, crisp taste. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Still in the game for Texas. After 2 scoreless, she'll face the 8-9-1 hitters for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Victoria Valdez leading things off. There's no score between Texas and Texas Tech. instead of Victoria Valdez, looks like it's going to be a pinch hitter for the Red Raiders to lead things off. And that pinch hitter is Reagan Jennings, 5'7" sophomore from Atascocita, Texas. Last year was a Big 12 all-freshman team pick for the Red Raiders. One of just 3 players who stayed around when Craig Snyder left to go become the hitting coach and assistant coach at Tennessee. And Jerry Glasgow came into the program. And waiting on some glasses for Leanne Good, maybe? Not entirely sure what was going on there. But anyway, Reagan Jennings stands in from the left side, hitting for Victoria Valdez. First pitch from Cam Salmon. Off the end of the bat, in the air over the third base dugout, out of play. Jennings got a chance yesterday. She ended up being the one who popped out to end the game in the 7th inning. She pinch hit for Bailey Lindemuth in the 7th. 0-1. Salmon misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jennings. He's hit .388 this season in 85 at-bats. 4 doubles, her only extra base hits. A little bit of speed. Salmon, left side of the infield creeping in, throws a changeup over the outer half for a called strike 2. Good pitch from Cam. Pitch hitting for Victoria Valdez, who grounded to third base against Mac Morgan back in the 2nd. 1-2. Lined into center field, a base hit. And Texas Tech opens the 5th inning with a base runner. The Salmon unable to put Jennings away in a 1-2 count. It looks like another pinch hitter being sent up for Lindemuth, who back in the 2nd inning actually had a hit taken away when Ashton Maloney made a diving catch. It's going to be Logan Holloman, who also pinch hit yesterday. She pinch hit for Valdez in the 5th inning, reached base on the error, and then came around to score what ended up being the only run for Texas Tech. So Holloman batting with a runner on first, no one out. No score. First pitch, half swing and a foul into the glove of Atwood, or a called strike. The infield playing in except for Bennett at second base, expecting Holloman to lay down a bunt. Salmon's 0-1. Holloman does show bunt. She offered and she misses. And the count quickly 0-2. They still have the bunt on here. Mia Scott still playing in. Most of the infield remains in, although not as far as previously. Salmon's 0-2. Fouled in the box. Came down and hit her foot right at the front corner of the box. So it remains 0-2 on Holloman. Had 18 hits and 51 at-bats in the regular season for a .353 average. Double and triple. Did not drive in a run. Outfield playing shallow as well. 0-2 again. Outside for ball 1. Top of the order, Maya Davis on deck for the Red Raiders. We see Citlali Gutierrez warming up in the Longhorns bullpen. And another pitcher. Can't quite tell who that is. 1-2. Swing and a tap. It rolls slowly behind the plate. Reese Atwood standing up. She just watched it roll backward. No interest in trying to make a play on that. As the Longhorns will try to get the lead runner if the ball's put in play. That lead runner, if she gets to second with 1 out, could score on a hit by Davis, who has hit the ball hard a couple of times. 1-2 again from Salmon. The pitch high for ball 2. balls, 2 strikes. Infield still halfway in or more, except for Bennett. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off the left, out of play. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes from Salmon. 30 pitches for the freshman now. 2 full innings of work. Her second batter here in her 3rd potential inning. Another 2-2. Change up, ringer up, a called strike 3 at the front of the zone. First strikeout by a Longhorns pitcher. And a big first out with Jennings staying put on first base. As Maya Davis in the first inning lined out to center, and then in the 3rd inning hit a sharp single to center against Salmon. That line out was against Mac Morgan in the first. 1 out, 1 on, no score, bottom of the 5th. First pitch to Davis outside. Haley Toney on deck. 1-0 on Davis. The infield still in. Bennett still back at second. 1-0. Line drive left center field. It's going to be down in the gap. One hops against the wall. Henry gets it, fires in, and they hold the runner at first base, Jennings, to 3rd instead of the plate by getting it in quickly. But Maya Davis continues to swing the bat well, and the Red Raiders have 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Patty Ruth Taylor heading out alongside Steve Singleton. Singleton, the associate head coach. Texas Tech threatening here in the 5th inning to potentially take the lead. Toney will be the batter next. Reached on a slow roller down the first base line in the 1st inning. And then in the 3rd, she lined out to 3rd base. That was the first nice catch by Scott in that inning. Taylor, a long talk with Salmon. Now the Longhorns coaches heading back to the dugout. Can the Longhorns get out of trouble here? They did in the 1st inning with the bases loaded, 1 out. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. No force play. As Toney steps in from the left side, a base hit to the outfield likely scores 2. Infield in for Texas. First pitch to Toney. Change up in the dirt, smothered by Reese Atwood. Ball 1. Outfield shaded to left, medium depth. 1-0. Another changeup, soft pop-up, backing up. Salmon makes the catch on the 3rd base edge of the circle with Mia Scott right next to her. A huge second out here in the 5th. And there are 2 down for Lauren Allred. Allred, the left-handed batter, shot a single down the 3rd base line back in the 1st, and then grounded to 2nd against Salmon in the 3rd. 2nd and 3rd, 2 out. First pitch outside, ball 1. Alana Johnson on deck for Texas Tech. The Salmon have 1 more out in her without anyone reaching base here in the 5th inning. No score. 1-0 pitch. Change up right there on the outer half, just below the letters. One ball, 1 strike on Allred. The infield a couple of steps in, but not very far like the previous couple of batters. Another changeup that's taken low. And it's 2-1. All red, 364 average, 10 doubles and 9 homers. 54 batted in this season. Good speed as well. 2-1. Salmon a long look at the wristband. Has the sign. Winds and deals. Just outside for ball 3. No 3-1 on all red. Left-handed batter out of Texarkana, Texas. Salmon to the plate. Change up low. That loads the bases. Not a terrible thing, as you now have a force at any base. There are 2 out. Alana Johnson now the hitter. Walked on 4 pitches against Mack back in the first inning. And then she lined out to Mia to end the third. The Longhorns infield talking with the freshman Salmon. Looks like they're trying to give her some confidence. Patty Ruth Taylor walking something out. Not an official visit, as she's made a visit already. Just a new rosin bag, I guess. Looks like what it was. So Salmon just about ready. Bases loaded, 2 out in the bottom of the 5th inning with no score. Alana Johnson at the plate. Katie Bennett goes over to the shortstop side of the bag. 3 on the left side of the infield, 1 on the right side. First pitch to Johnson. Strike 1 at the belt over the outer half. Oh, and 1 the count on the 5'8" Johnson from Summit, Mississippi. First year with Texas Tech after 2 years with Washington. The 0-1. Changeup right down the middle, freezing Johnson for strike 2. Longhorns fans now on their feet, trying to urge Salmon on to get this final out in the 5th inning. The 0-2 pitch fouled off the fists toward the third base dugout. Inning started with a pinch hit single. Salmon struck out a batter, allowed a double, got a pop out, and then a walk, and the bases are loaded. Speed all the way around for Texas Tech. Salmon ready, another 0-2. Change up, popped up, left side, but it spins back out of play. Nice bare hand catch by a gentleman up above the Texas Tech dugout. And it remains 0-2. Infield back on the left side with 3 on the left side for Texas against the right-hander Johnson. 0-2 again. In the dirt, smothered by Atwood for ball 1. And back there, Atwood has to be a brick wall here. Anything that gets by, highly likely that a run comes across. Ball and 2 strikes. Salmon still the advantage. The freshman's pitch popped up right side. Reese Atwood dives in foul territory. Just misses it. Just a little short. A little more underneath that one, and it would have ended the inning. Nice attempt by Atwood. It remains 1-2 on Johnson. Salmon winds. 1-2 again. And it hits it. Ouch. Texas Tech takes the lead on a 1-2 hit by pitch. Salmon was doing a good job going at Johnson, throwing pitches over the plate. That one just too far inside, and it's 1-0 Texas Tech. So now Alexis Langeliers is 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice and a pop-out. Bases still loaded, 2 out. Salmon's first pitch. Changeup gets through Atwood, and another run scores. And hopefully the dam has not broken. The Longhorns need to shore up right now if they have any hope of winning this game. Wild pitch. As it hit the ground, Reese put the glove down, but it just skipped past the glove and inside her right leg. And it's 2-0 Texas Tech. Davis scoring on that one. Allred to third with Johnson to second. Got to get the last out here. Keep it at a 2-run deficit. 1-0 on Langeliers. Strike on the inside corner. And it's 1-1. Freshman just not able to close that door here in the 5th inning. 1-1 offering. Low and away, ball 2. Second, third, 2 out for Texas Tech. The 2-1 pitch. Foul ball. Check swing there from Langeliers. Rolled it over toward the first base dugout, and it's 2-2. Salmon winds, 2-2 pitch. Changeup lifted in the air, left center field. Henry calling, jogging in, makes the catch to end the inning. But Texas Tech has struck first. Bases loaded, 2 out, hit by pitch, followed by a wild pitch. It did not take a base hit to drive in the run for the Red Raiders. They did get 2 hits in the inning. They strand a pair. Longhorns trailing 2-0 with only 6 outs to play with. We go to the 6th inning. Texas softball continues in a moment.
KHFI HD3, Austin, Texas.
Welcome to the world of WinStar, where the thrills are bigger than ever. Get lost in our 2-story luxury spa. Enjoy
36 holes of championship golf. Savor a world of dining experiences. Rest in one of our vast hotel towers and catch the biggest names in music and comedy at this spectacular Lucas Oil Live, all just 1 hour north of DFW. So come live in the wild at the world of WinStar.
Since 1909, the Coverts have grown with Texas, driving progress, earning trust, and serving our communities. 116 years later, my family's proud to continue this legacy at Covert Chevrolet in Bastrop, delivering exceptional service and continuing a reputation of excellence. Covert Chevrolet in Bastrop. Come see us or shop our low rates and special offers online at covertbastrop.com. Trade-in values are up, so now's the time to trade in and trade up. Covert Chevrolet, Highway 71 in Bastrop. Together, let's drive.
Red Raiders. Game 2 of this Women's College World Series Championship Series. Longhorns came into the night hoping to win a national championship, but that hope is quickly draining as they have to score more than 2 against the best pitcher in the country and keep the Texas Tech offense from plating a run to come out with a win. They do have 2, 3, 4 here due up. Caden Henry, Mia Scott, Reese Atwood against Nigeri Kennedy. Henry and Scott both have hits, and Atwood came close to a two-run home run back in the fourth inning. Just missed foul down the left field line. That's happened multiple times to the Longhorns in the World Series, including yesterday to Vic Hunter. Like to see the Longhorns get one of those with a base runner or two and just straighten it out a little bit. So Caden Henry leading off here in the sixth inning. 1 for 2, base hit up the middle in the first inning before being caught stealing. And then she flied to left field in the third. 2-0 Texas Tech. Time called. And they call an automatic ball on Kennedy. As she, I think, separated the hands illegally. Henry back in there, so the count 1-0. And the pitch high. 2 balls, no strikes from Kennedy, who threw 5 innings. Plus that pitch, has thrown 68 pitches in the game. 2-0. Swing and a miss. Drop ball with late movement against Henry. 2 balls and a strike. Kennedy winds, deals. Right down the pipe, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I guess that first pitch was actually a rise ball. Kennedy throws very hard. Hard to tell sometimes what she's throwing exactly from the press box. 2-2 pitch. Henry able to lay off as it sails up and away. Ball 3. Infield back now for Texas Tech. Outfield almost straight up, medium depth. Kennedy ready. Her payoff pitch. Check swing, foul ball from Henry. On top of the third base dugout. Longhorns have seen a lot of Nyjah Kennedy. Can they come through and string some hits together and maybe get a big swing? 3-2 here. Fly ball left field down the line. Elder over into foul territory. Makes the catch right next to the sidewall, and Henry's put away. One out for Mia Scott. Mia with a bloop single in the first inning and a walk in the fourth is 1 for 1. Has reached base both times. Left-handed batting senior. First pitch. Swinging a line shot to center. Back goes Davis. She looks up and sails over the wall. Scott gets the Longhorns on the board in the top of the sixth inning. And it's now 2-1 Texas Tech. Mia jumping on that first pitch. Some life for the Longhorns. 9th homer of the year and 56th run batted in for Scott. 12th home run allowed by Nyjah Kennedy. So now Reese Atwood. 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Kennedy's first pitch over the inner half. Called strike 1. 2 innings ago, Reese hit a long fly ball down the left field line that just went foul. How different would this be if it had been a fair ball, as a changeup is inside for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Outfield deep all the way around, infield back for the Red Raiders. Kennedy, a long look at her watch. Has the sign. 1-1 pitch. Change up right down the middle. Atwood chose to let it go, and it's strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes on Atwood. Kennedy deals. fouled back. More looked like it was off the fists than some of her earlier foul balls that went straight back. And it remains 1-2 on Atwood. First team All-American, the NFCA's National Catcher of the Year. Kennedy. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Atwood down on strikes again. Maurice now 1 for 13. Get 1 for 14 at the World Series. So now Jolie Mitchell with 2 down. Right-handed batter, 0 for 1, a soft line out on a bunt and a strikeout, and she pops to foul territory. Lindemuth makes the catch, and the Longhorns get a run here in the 6th inning, but still they trail. 2-1, Texas Tech in the lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Longhorn softball continues in a moment.
Earl Campbell here for my good friends at Austin Shoe Hospital. Austin Shoe Hospital has been repairing my favorite boots and shoes for over 30 years. They are the best Western boot repair company in Texas and can repair any boot brand or style. Visit the master cobblers at Austin Shoe Hospital, and they will bring all your shoes, boots, and bags back to life. If you can wear it, they can repair it. Oh, yes, and hook 'em horns.
Visit AustinShoeHospital.com.
The inaugural season of the Athletes Unlimited Softball League is coming to Dell Diamond in Round Rock this July 17th through the 20th. You won't want to miss seeing an exciting showdown between Texas alum and Volts GM Kat Osterman's team against the Bandits, featuring pro softball star and Texas alum Bella Dayton. Also, C-Star players Sis Bates, Skylar Wallace, and many more. Tickets are now available at theausl.com/Austin. AUSL. This is
pitching change of the game. After Cam Salmon was unable to get out of the 5th inning, allowed a couple of runs, they bring in the junior, Citlali Gutierrez. 5 feet 11 inches tall, Gutierrez from Stamford, Texas. Right-hander who 2 years ago was a Big 12 all-freshman team. And last year, a first-team all-Big 12. Preseason all-SEC this year. But with Tegan Gavon taking the bulk of the pitching duties, Gutierrez pitched well, but wasn't as dominant. Had some rough times as the Longhorns were expecting. Gutierrez set to face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Texas Tech. If the Longhorns are unable to come through in this one, then that 5th inning against Salmon is going to be probably looked at a lot by Texas. A 1-2 pitch from Salmon to lead the inning off, hit for a single. 1-out double. Issued a walk to load him up and then hit a batter in a 1-2 count to drive in the first run, and a wild pitch knocked in the second. So Kennedy in there, 0 for 2. First pitch from Gutierrez, low and away, ball 1. Citlali's first appearance in the World Series this year. 10-1 with a 2.57 ERA, 81 and 2/3 innings. Over 33 games. This is her 34th and 24th out of the bullpen. 65 hits, 216 opponent's average as Kennedy hits a high fly ball left center field. Over into the gap, Caden Henry well short of the warning track. Makes the catch for out number 1. Citlali has walked 33, struck out 69 this season. Her last appearance was against Clemson the second game of the Super Regional. First pitch to Demi Elder. Upstairs, ball one. Gutierrez normally very good in relief appearances. When she starts over the last couple of years, she's been a little rocky early on in relief. Usually much better. 1-0. Elder yanks the next pitch foul up the right field line. And the count now 1-1. Longhorns down 2-1 in the bottom of the sixth inning. 1-1 pitch in the dirt outside. Two balls and a strike now on Elder. Couple of ground outs from Elder, one to short, one to second. There's the 2-1 in the dirt, ball three. Gutierrez having a little trouble maybe with one of her grips. She's not quite able to get that in the zone. Three balls and a strike now. The pitch. Low and away, ball four, and she walks Elder with one out. So now Victoria Valdez, who was pinch hit for to lead off the fifth inning. A decision that paid off for Texas Tech. With Reagan Jennings singling up the middle. Valdez re-entered behind the plate for the top of the sixth. 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. 2-1 Texas Tech. Solali Gutierrez, first pitch, over but low. Still struggling to find the zone. Reese Atwood calls time to go out and talk with Gutierrez. Well, we knew the Longhorns would need excellent pitching going against Nigel Kennedy. And for three different innings in this game, the pitching was very good. A little rocky in the first, but they got out of that, and then the 2 runs in the fifth inning. And now 1-0 on Valdez. He pops it up left side, foul territory. Scott giving chase, but it drifts out of play. And the count now, a ball and a strike. Elder on first base. 3 steals in 8 tries. 1-1. Bunted it and missed. It's 1-2 now on Valdez. 234 hitter this year as a junior, after batting 293 at Louisiana last year. 1-2. Low and away, ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Sitlali rocks back and deals. Oh, just inside, ball 3. It's now 3-2 on Valdez. The number 8 hitter in the order for Texas Tech. Payoff pitch. Swinging a roller to the right side. A lot of movement on it. And Jolie Mitchell goes and picks it up and throws it to Katie Bennett, covering too close to Bennett. And it hits her chest, rolls away. Everyone is safe. A ton of English on that one. And the Longhorns weren't quite sure what to do, I think. Elder goes all the way to third. And Valdez is safe on first. Longhorns defense, for the most part, has been very good recently. A lot of movement on that. Mitchell started to go toward the bag and then realized Bennett would get there before her. And just an underhand toss from about 3 feet away that Bennett couldn't handle. So Patty Ruth Taylor and Steve Singleton gather the infield, and the pitcher and catcher in the circle. They've ruled that an error, a throwing error by Jolene Mitchell. Jerry Glasgow, the Texas Tech head coach, trying to argue, I think, that there was a fielder's obstruction call he wants. As Valdez ran over Bennett after Bennett missed the ball. And so he's trying to say that Valdez should be placed on second. The umpires on the field are gathering together. The ball only rolled a couple of feet away. There was no way Valdez would be safe at second. There it is, Texas Tech challenging a fielder obstruction. To try to put the runner on second base. Bennett was in the way as she and Valdez were converging on the bag. Just missed the ball. Valdez ran into Bennett as Bennett was trying to get out of the way. In no way was Valdez going to go to second base. And of course, the rules don't care about that sometimes. We have the decision. No obstruction, so Texas Tech uses their first challenge. Runners on the corners for the Red Raiders. And the number 9 hitter, Bailey Lindemuth, who had a bloop back in the second, on which Ashton Maloney made a diving catch. Steps in from the right side. Mike White, though, making a change. I don't know if this is in the circle or defensively somewhere. After Silali Gutierrez has been a little bit rocky here in the 6th. He's walking out to the circle, so that's going to be a pitching change. I think the Longhorns are going to bring in Tegan Kavan to try to keep it at a 1-run deficit. The ace entering the game. That's the number 9 hitter, and then the top of the order prepared to step in. 2-1 Texas Tech with runners on second and third and 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll take a quick break as Kavan gets to the circle and starts warming up. Texas softball continues in a moment.
Do you ever feel like when you're talking, nobody is listening? Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone will listen to you. What is on your mind? Go! All you have to do is use the iHeartRadio app Talkback feature when listening to AM 1300 The Zone.
Yo, hello, it's me. Enjoy the show.
We will get your message instantly, and we promise to listen to it. Get ready to cheer on your Round Rock Express right here on 1300 The Zone. From the first pitch to the final out, Round Rock Express Baseball. Only on 1300 The Zone.
pitching stage for the Texas Longhorns. Down 2-1 in the bottom of the sixth inning. Trying desperately to keep it a one-run deficit. Tegan Gavon, the 6-foot-tall right-hander from West Des Moines, Iowa, who yesterday pitched a gem. 1 run, it was unearned, 3 hits, 1 walk in a complete game to earn the win in the first game of the Women's College World Series. Now here with runners on the corners and the number 9 hitter at the plate with 1 out. Gavon toes the rubber. Bailey Lindemuth in from the right side. Infield in for Texas. First pitch to Lindemuth, a strike on the inside corner. Gutierrez walked Elder with 1 out. Got some weak contact in a full count, but the Longhorns couldn't make the play for Valdez to reach. The 0-1. Fly ball, center field, hit deep enough. Henry coming in, reaching up, gloves the ball. Runner going, throw to the plate offline, and both advance. And it's 3-1 Texas Tech. They actually put a pinch runner in, did the Red Raiders. Michaela Garcia, a Lubbock native, pinch running at third base. Henry started pretty deep, got a really good running start. And it looked like she had a shot, but the throw just way offline up the first base line. The sac fly drives in 1 and puts the Longhorns 2 runs behind. Here's Maya Davis. She shows bunt. The first pitch rolls behind the backstop, behind the plate rather. It's 0-1. 2 down now with Valdez on second, running for herself. Davis struck it well in the first inning, line to center. Singled in the third, doubled in the 5th inning, both against Salmon. Lifts the next pitch back, just on top of the press box above us. And the count 0-2. Longhorns looking ahead to the 7th inning. Will lead off with Katie Stewart. Vic Hunter, Leanne Good also due up as they try to pick up at least 2 to keep this game going. Gavon's 0-2. Fouled back by Davis. And it remains no balls and 2 strikes. And Maya Davis, Sun Belt Player of the Year last year and first team all Big 12 this year. Haley Toney on deck. Gavon's 0-2. In the dirt, smothered by Atwood. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Infield halfway in, all the way around to Speedy Davis at the plate. 1-2. Grounded right side. Off the glove of Mitchell on the infield. Valdez being sent to the plate. Throw to the plate offline from Mitchell. And another run scores. And the Longhorns are falling apart defensively. 4-1 Texas Tech. Slow roller to the right side, kind of between Mitchell and Bennett. And Mitchell went for it. Off her glove, and they sent Valdez, who doesn't run very fast, around the bag at third base. Mitchell had a golden opportunity to throw her out to end the inning. But Mitchell's throw was not good. 2 straight poor throws on defense for Texas on chances to end the inning. When Mitchell vacated her spot at first base, it meant that Davis would be safe. Davis going on the next pitch, swinging and a miss by Haley Toney, and Davis is safe at second. Stolen base for Davis, and she's in scoring position. 0-1 on Tony. Kavan to the plate, in the dirt outside, and Atwood scoops it up. 1-1 now the count. And for the Longhorns, this is now a case of limiting damage and hopefully limiting the looks that Texas Tech gets at Tegan Kavan. 1-1 off the outside, ball 2. Two and one now. Tony singled in the first inning. Lined out and popped out to third since then. And is hit by the next pitch. And the inning continues. Steve Singleton walking in front of the Longhorns dugout, talking and making some signals to his fellow coaches. Wonder if they'll think about removing Kavan in this situation. As Lauren Allred steps in from the left side. Single, a ground out, and a walk for Allred. So first and second with two down. First pitch to Allred. Grounded left side. Took a big hop on Leanne Good, but she's able to handle it and throw to first in time. But Texas Tech scores 2 for the second straight inning, and now it's almost feels insurmountable as the Longhorns go to the 7th, down 4-1. They need 3 runs to keep the game going and have a shot to win the national championship tonight. We had that buffer of the win yesterday. 7th inning coming up. Texas softball continues in a moment.
Fly to Philly, take off to Tampa, depart for Denver. Following your team on the road is more rewarding with the American Airlines Advantage program. Your flights and everyday spend not only earn you miles towards your next trip, but also loyalty points toward Advantage status. All the more reason to purchase both a home and away jersey. With status comes great benefits like priority boarding, free check bags, and complimentary upgrades. Not a member? Enroll for free today at aa.com. American Airlines, you are why we fly. Terms and conditions apply.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. So Truck City Ford in Buda has made it simple. Go online. Pick yours at truckcityford.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leif Johnson's Truck City Ford in Buda has made buying a new Ford simple.
Top of the 7th inning, a run on 5 hits, 1 error for the Texas Longhorns. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Nigel Kennedy back in the circle. The Red Raiders not taking any chances here in the 7th inning with a 3-run lead. Katie Stewart, Vic Hunter, Leanne Good due up. They need 3 runs to keep the game going. 4 would send it to the bottom of the 7th inning with Texas needing 3 outs for a national championship. But at this point, against Kennedy, you have to imagine that the Longhorns might be starting to think about tomorrow. If they do not come back here, tomorrow we'll have game 3, winner take all. Stewart to lead things off here. A walk and a single for Stewart. First pitch, chops it foul up the third base line. 0-1 on Stewart, the Longhorns left fielder. Texas has been able to get more base runners against Kennedy than yesterday. But in crucial situations, Kennedy buckling down and getting the Longhorns hitters. 0-1. Fouled over the right side, out of play. That's 0-2 on Stewart. Kennedy winds, deals. High for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, two. Off speed, tap foul over toward the dugout. And it remains a ball and 2 strikes on Katie Stewart. Vic Hunter waiting in the on-deck circle. Kennedy to the plate. Up and away, ball 2. Texas got a couple on in the first inning, though the first one was caught stealing before the second got a base hit. 1 out walk in the second, 2 out hit in the third. 2-2. Popped up right side. That'll get back out of play over the dugout. In the fourth inning, had their best chance to break through with Mia Scott taking a leadoff walk, but then Reese Atwood and Jolie Mitchell both struck out. Stewart singled, but Vic Hunter grounded out to end the inning. 2-2. Change up high, ball 3. And then Mia Scott got the Longhorns on the board in the 6th inning. A solo shot that brought him within 1. But the Red Raiders have extended their lead to 4-1. Payoff pitch. Shot foul at the third base line by Stewart, putting up a good battle here against Kennedy. Infield back, outfield a step deeper than normal. Another 3-2. Shot on the ground, and it hits the glove and then the chest and maybe the face of the shortstop, Haley Toney. And Stewart is safe on first. Katie, a hard hit ball. And Toney taking a little walk around her position area. Yeah, that did, I think, come up and get her in the face. So the Longhorns get their leadoff batter on base. It's ruled an error. It was hit right at her. And Toney remains in the game. Yesterday, the Longhorns came back in their final at-bat, what ended up being their final at-bat in the 6th inning, to take the lead and win the game. Vic Hunter stands in here. First pitch off speed, finds the inner half, strike 1. Hunter grounded into a double play in the second. Grounded out to shortstop to end the 4th. Both times slightly slowly hit rollers toward the middle that the shortstop was able to grab. She fouls the next pitch back. It's 0-2. Stewart reaching as the leadoff batter. It's only the second time this game and in these 2 games that the Longhorns have had their leadoff batter on base against Nigeri Kennedy. 0-2. And hits Hunter in the elbow. And there are 2 on with no one out. Jerry Glasgow making a visit to the circle. We certainly do not see very often with Kennedy as his ace. Leanne Good will be the hitter next. She is a strikeout and a flyout to left. She does represent the potential tying run. And we see Katie Simis out on deck for Texas. How much of a different situation would this be if the Longhorns were only down one? The defense struggling in the bottom of the sixth. Texas Tech got 2 runs on only 1 hit. The pitching was a little off as well. So good at the plate. First and second, no one out. The Longhorns down 4-1, and time is called to the plate. Kennedy ready. First pitch. Taken at the knees, strike one. Stewart on second, Hunter on first. No pinch runners, at least yet. The 0-1. Off speed, lifted into left, hustling over toward the gap, into a dive. It's off the glove of Elder. Stewart rounding the bag at third. She goes to the plate. Hunter to third, and it's a 2-run ball game. Good into second with no one out. Not hit all that hard, just in the right spot. Demi Elder went over into a dive, off her glove. Good gets a double and an RBI, and now represents the potential tying run. Mike White having a chat with Katie Simis. Will step in here and pinch hit. And the top of the order, Ashton Maloney, due up next. Simis batting for the first time in this championship series. First pitch takes a strike over the inner half. The senior from Humble, Texas, getting a chance to come through in a crucial situation. Second and third, no one out. Kennedy's 0-1. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-2. Good and above average runner at second. If they can get a base hit into the outfield, not right to a fielder, she can probably score. 0-2. Fouled by Simis over the right side. And it remains no balls, 2 strikes. Kennedy ready. Another 0-2. Fouled back again by Simis. Senior, a good job getting a piece. Katie hitting 240, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 4 homers. Another 0-2. Reaches out for an outside pitch and rolls it foul at the third base line. Top of the order, looming for Texas. Second and third, no one out with a run in the top of the 7th inning. Kennedy, another 0-2. Oh, Simis just got a piece to stay alive. Just away from the glove of Valdez. And it remains no balls, 2 strikes. Outfield straight up at medium depth. Infield is back. 0-2. Another foul and off the glove of Valdez this time. Back to the backstop. Simis, a good job, seeing a lot of pitches, staying alive. Batting for Katie Bennett, who was 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Kennedy again to the plate. Up and away, ball 1. The 8th pitch of the at-bat, ball 1. 0-2 now. The right-hander deals. Swinging a line drive to left. Back goes the left fielder. She'll make the catch. Tagging Hunter. She goes to the plate. Good stays put. But now a one-run ball game on the sac fly by Sinis. Looked like it in the air might have a chance to carry over Elder's head, but she got back on it. That's out number one. The throw came into third base. Leanne stayed put on second. Now Ashton Maloney, 4-3 game. Infield in. First pitch chopped down to third. Up with it, the third baseman Lindemuth on to first in time, and there are two down. Leanne goes to third as the potential tying run. Three put out. Two out, Caden Henry. Singled in the first inning, has flied to left twice since then. Tying run on third for Texas in the top of the seventh inning. Corners in. First pitch to Henry. A strike on the outside corner at the knees. 4-3, Texas Tech in the lead. They scored 2 in the fifth and 2 in the sixth. Longhorns got 1 in the sixth and so far have 2 in the seventh inning. Kennedy 0-1. Strike 2. Same spot. And it's 0-2 on Henry. 5'5" sophomore. 0-2 pitch. And that's the ball game. Swing and a miss. And the Longhorns unable to complete the comeback and win the national championship tonight. Two runs in the seventh for Texas. Just not quite enough after the pitching and defense fell apart in the fifth and the sixth. And there will be one more game for all the marbles tomorrow night. Again at 7 o'clock. Longhorns dropping this one, fall to 55-12 on the season. Texas Tech improves to 54-13. We'll be back with the post-game show. Texas softball continues in a moment.
KHFI HD3, Austin, Texas.
The weather is certainly warming up now. We're going to get to pretty hot temperatures before too much more time passes. So why not take a break from the heat? Take along your family members or friends and visit Inner Space Caverns. If you haven't been to Inner Space Caverns, you need to check out the super exciting Saber-Tooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Inner Space Caverns is located right off I-35 in Georgetown at exit 259. And they also feature newly remodeled gift shop and bathrooms. Check them out online, innerspacecavern.com for more details. That's innerspacecavern.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
You hear that? That's the sound of forever. Because there's nowhere else you'd rather spend forever than on land like this. Tending a herd, growing crops, raising a family. At Capital Farm Credit, we thrive at helping the next generation of farmers and ranchers like yourself by providing advice, products, and opportunities to help you build a life on the land you love most. To learn more, visit CapitalFarmCredit.com. Capital Farm Credit. Together, we're better.
Viking Fence has top-quality permanent fencing for your home or business. Proudly supporting the burnt orange, Viking Fence delivers top-quality craftsmanship you can trust. With over 50 years of experience in Central Texas. Whether it's wood, iron, or a complete custom solution, we've got the perfect fence. Visit VikingFence.com or call 512-837-6411 and mention the Longhorn Special to receive $250 off a new fence installation. When you think fence, think Viking.
Well, not the way the Texas Longhorns wanted this one to go and finish up. The Longhorns still have the benefit of having that buffer. And because of winning last night, they get one more shot tomorrow to win a national championship. 4-3 win for Texas Tech here in Game 2 with a best-of-3 National Championship Series at the Women's College World Series. Welcome back to Devon Park in Oklahoma City. I'm Andrew Haynes. This is the Texas Softball postgame show. Let's go through the game with, see how it went with some highlights along the way. As expected, the teams traded zeros early on. The Longhorns got a couple of hits in the first inning, but Caden Henry caught stealing, and they did not score. In the bottom of the first, Texas Tech loaded the bases with one out. The Longhorns got a force at the plate and then ground out and got out of that jam. Mac Morgan did. In the second, with two out against Mac Morgan, the number 9 hitter was at the plate. If she reached base, the top of the order would have come up. But the Longhorns defense helped out Morgan. We're in the extra inning softball. Loop into right field coming in. Ashley Maloney makes a dive and makes the catch. The defense continues to sparkle on both sides. This time Maloney, the redshirt junior right fielder, laying out. And she hauls it in to keep Lindemuth from reaching base ahead of the top of the order. 1-2-3 inning for Morgan here in the second.